Interrupt is a very powerful hero on the map. As is Falstad, actually. Falstad's really rising up on this map, as Falstad is now purely a season marksman hero. The old mage build is come and gone. We see it maybe like 1 out of 10 Falstad games now, but with that season marksman now being the way, you can get so many stacks on this map, and his engage potential is still strong, even though it's not for global split pushing as much on this map. He can't have that long range pushing that's harder to punish. He still has good setups with the Gust for fly-ins, and he can flank and have all sorts of incredible mobility. He's a strong hero in general.
That's
Miracle
right.
takes the Gul'dan out first.
As they are first pick, maybe they want to go ahead and get themselves a Falstad. Falstad is also rising up, partially because Vala is banned out, and Falstad also could be a partial DPS for the team.
I mean, he's a reliable DPS no matter what.
And also has a global and mobility coming in. So he's an all-around balanced hero for the team. So
yeah, I just want to mention, we talked about this we do talk about this every time Miracle plays, but at the beginning of the season, and even still recently, they've really been so Vala-centered in their drafting, and it's removed by GG here. Good preparation by them. I think that this pause here for Miracle was them hoping it was going to be the Zeratul ban or a Tassadar ban.
oh, but we just saw an okay sign on Darvish. Looks like this draft is already going into their favor from what we can see from their faces.
Let's see if they go ahead and grab the Nazebo here. It would be a rare first pick. I think it's more likely that Darvish locks in the Malfurion, but if they're going to take Nazebo, this might be the time to do it. And it is going to happen. There's the Nazebo lock-in. So good on this map. Dangerous candy cane spike there.
Indeed. That's how highly Nazebo is prioritized right now in Korea. Not just in solo queues or team league, it's actually the HGC KR. Even banning, I think we are likely going to see Nazebo bans coming out, especially on Spider coming up in the later series, especially next week when we have L5 and MVP Black. Both teams would love to take Nazebo on this map, especially.
Yeah, we're going to see a big meta shift. I think Vala is going to make it back in big time with Nazebo kind of eventually getting perma-banned on some of these maps. But right now it's still not there yet. His teams are still trying to figure this out. So Jaehyun's going to get his mouth, and they're going to grab Tychus for the wave clear here. The strong 4-man. Miracle will respond. Probably save a healer for later. So have a large hero pull for Darvish, and may look to grab their ETC pickup here, because ETC not only is he really strong in the early game for rotations, but for Nazebo in the super late game, his Rockstar passive works with Nazebo's auto attacks too.
That's right, and also taking it yourself would also give you less pressure to soak in lane, try to soak some ESP, and also Nazebo to actually step a little bit further in the lane and get more of the stacks and also the Spider quest done easily and quickly. I think ETC is a very good pickup, and also Falstad is also possible.
Yeah, Falstad is definitely a possibility. They could try to lock down the rest of the DPS. It's going to be the ETC with Ragnaros. So you give them the more delay potential, interrupt potential on the turn-in points. Karazim gets banned. GG.
Showing their studies. They did their homework well, I think.
The support control we've been seeing tonight has been really focused this way. We saw Lucio played instead when this happened, and the Rhaegar.
That's right.
In the previous best of 5. Maybe a Lucio game here once more for Miracle.
I think that's very likely.
Especially because there's not a ton of CC that can come out anymore.
Also, as we saw in series number 1, rotating with ETC, and this lane has the shortest amount of length to go between the lanes. So with Lucio, you can just move from the top to bottom in maybe 15 seconds with that speed boost. And ETC coming in with that speed, also with that power slide, I think you'll be caught off guard pretty often, and having Tychus or Malfurion in the beginning of the game, I think Miracle can have early ganks on to take the lead.
I think this is a Tyrael or a Muradin ban. Gonna be the Zeratul. Really worried about that still.
I think they're also considering about Mouth Diablo coming in, so Mouth Diablo and also Void Prison with Diablo's APOC is a very good wombo combo, so taking one factor out at a time.
Yeah, and it's not really common to see Diablo unless you're playing against GG, right? I mean, they're the team that plays it the most. Hooligans third picked hero after the ETC and the Muradin, so it is a real threat to consider. And now you're not as worried about the Diablo at all without the Zeratul. Well, I think GG, this is a good opportunity for them to take a Tyrael composition because they're going to have Tychus, who's going to be a nice soul laner when he needs to be, and they're going to be able to use Tyrael's built-in spell armor against Nazeebo's damage. Obviously only his spiders, but it makes him a stronger frontliner. And he's more reliable than, say, like an Anubarak or a Stitches. So I think Tyrael comes in here, but what does he come in with? A second DPS of some type, or is it going to be a melee? Let's wait and see. Falstad, and they're going to stick with the Diablo without the Zeratul. So Diablo comes in over the Tyrael.
We see this a lot, especially when they take Tychus. Since Tychus can just hold in his D and do minigun damage onto the root target. You saw that coming out a lot from GG yesterday also in series number 1. So it seems like this pair is coming out a lot, Moth Tychus and Diablo combo.
Diablo with such a low pick rate. Still 50-50 pretty much in terms of win rate. Miracle gave a lot of thought to this. I think Hammer is a really good option to compete with the wave clear. And the question is, what support are we going to see? Lucio with Diablo on the other side. It's a little bit scary.
Yeah, this is very scary as Diablo will just grab Rag right into the root, and there's nothing really to burst down Diablo as Nazeebo will take so much time to grow up until looking forward to late game. So there's that Lucio and Greymane pickup.
Take the Greymane with this. This feels actually really risky.
Do you actually think the Cursed Bullet could come out? I think it's a possibility, but of course lower than go for the throat. But I think it's possible to hit Diablo and take him out instead.
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that. Because otherwise the Greymane pick doesn't seem to be very strong or powerful. You know, when you look at this, it's like, well, they could have just taken, you know, anybody else, including the Hammer. The Orc makes a reappearance here, this time with the Diablo, so there's a lot of ways to trap Ragnaros. Ragnaros and Nazeebo, but specifically Ragnaros is going to be the big target for all of these CCs coming out. So watch out to see if Dami can actually, because he'll likely be on the hero, get through this game unscathed, how many times he dies. It could be actually relegated to Sniper, though, as everyone knows how good Dami's Greymane is. Not being played with the double support or even the Tyrael in this case, though, so they could have a role swap. This is going to be a very close best of 5. The draft already shows it. Let's go into game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. In blue, good game as BDG on Tychus, Jaehyun on Malfurion, good on the Orc, Hooligan on Diablo, and Ujay on Falstad.
In red, MVP Miracle, Hankana on ETC, Dami on Ragnaros, Sniper on Greymane, Crazy Moving on Nazeebo, and Darvish on Lucio.
It's time.
Okay, it is wall ride on Lucio this time.
Yep, so still a variation. Looks like not everyone has agreed that the crossfade upgrade is better.
And Hankana is going to be going for Prog Rock, as this is the map you can collect those globes a little bit easier.
Alright, Cocktail coming out here at level 1 for Greymane as well.
Power slide, but not enough damage. There's no percent damage for Miracle's side.
So I do want to point out that with how they're playing this is why I didn't expect Dami to be on the Greymane. He's on the Ragnaros because he's such a good soul laner. His good's actually going to picked off here. Nice rotation. Because Dami is so good at soul laning, I feel like he's the player who can respect the CCs coming up from GG way better and will almost never die in the solo lane. And also, this is not a map where it's all in Gray main. It's not going to play into his melee strengths. So to have Sniper on the Gray main instead feels like a better option. As good as actually going to get picked off here perhaps again. No follow-up with a cocktail this time for the kill. ETC, we talked about this, how he's so powerful in the early game. There's Diablo against it, so kind of neutralizes that a little bit. But Honkano was just, again, very aggressively positioned, looking for picks. They almost got 2, so that cocktail damage is definitely real.
This is actually first Gray main coming out from Sniper in HGC Korea. So there has been some role swaps, not an entire role swap, but some role changes because of the team comp they have to work with. And third time Ragnaros on Dami. And Crazy Moving, this is the 5th Nazeebo. So I think this is going to work fine the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any problems with it. I actually really like it. I think it makes more sense than having Sniper on the Ragnaros's. Hooligan gets caught here, but they turn it around. There's a nice route. It's the route into the grab, and that's going to be the first death for Dami. Hooligan will die counter-wise, however.
It's going to be a trade, and Ragnaros is the target. There is no escape. All you can do is Q and maybe heal yourself a little bit. But that's going to be the target for Diablo every single time to land on that CC. Rag will not survive with just alone Taika's damage.
Alright, well, cocktail build continues. So we're just going to see that poke can obviously delay and interrupt turn-ins. Darvish is doing just that right now. Honkano looking for the pick on the Wu-Jay. Gets spotted. Darvish just comes to the rescue. Big commitment here from Hooligan. The boop going to deny him. Crazy Movie, he's just getting Widowmaker excuse me, Widowmaker stacks. More and more of them. Just gets tankier and tankier. The Zeebo is just so strong on this map. Totally warranted as a first pick. And they have now enough for the turn-in.
This is where Wall Ride is going to come in. The harass.
Oh, they just get it. Ujay's not able to get into position. Hardened Bones actually coming out for Leoric, who has been picked off once this game already. Just looking to be a little bit tankier when he gets caught.
Ooh, the CC does not connect perfectly. Jaehyun was a little bit off the range. Darvish just wall rise out of that.
Okay, first wall reaper push. Let's see how much it gets done. It's a composition that has a decent amount of pushing power within his Evo, as well as the Gray main's wave clear. We're gonna actually split Gray main into the top lane. They're gonna do a split with 1-1-3 actually, just leaving Crazy Moving to push solo while the stronger 3-man is in the bot, and Gray main just clears top. Really strong matchup against the Leoric with the build he's chosen. That's just more poke. Leoric can't really deal with him. As you can see here, Good is having some serious trouble defending this. And the matchups here with how Miracles decided to split it works really well in their favor. They're now going to have level 7, getting both walls here. Actually, I think even all 3 walls were taken out. Well, they get that massive level advantage.
Notice how aggressive Crazy Moving is positioned himself. He knows that Honkana will power slide and save him from danger zone when Diablo comes in.
Okay, Sniper just wants this for it. Not entirely sure why Good decided to stay here. He does have that hardened bones, so he survives through all that.
There's a Molten Core pops.
They want to kill the Hooligan. They're looking for it here. The zombie wall misses, actually, because of the boop. It's going to be really frustrating. But they still want this kill.
Very
Cleanse.
nice cleanse there.
And they still want it, and they're still on the chase. Hooligan looks like he's actually going to get out, but BDG needs to be careful. The spiders nearly wear him down there. Jaehyun gets a good clutch heal, so 2 saves there for Jaehyun. First with the cleanse, then with the heal. But Miracle still gets an amazing trade. Still has a little ways to go for the next turn-in. They're actually 20 off. Look how quick Widowmaker's done. A minute earlier than we saw yesterday, 5:30 on this map. It's just so quick to get that. You get a huge power spike in terms of percentages, which makes a big difference in the early game. How fast you get it, you get more and more value.
That's true, and with all the damage they have to do at the beginning of the game, they are really tearing down this war. Miracle, they are up on the lead, and soon they will hit 10. And if with turn is, and GG has all the gems for themselves, but they do not have enough poke or even the confidence to go all the way in as Miracle is keep on bothering. There's a good pick onto Sniper and enough damage. There's a good pick.
Yep. Okay, that's one. So Bruiser Camp is pushing really hard. Miracle doesn't have much of an answer. The reason why they got this Bruiser Camp in the first place was because Miracle was committing so much to turning in their own gems. They didn't have enough for a turn. They just didn't want to be carrying. 10 is almost here for Miracle, though, so GG needs to be careful. That was a really nice deny there by Ragnaros to actually stop this from turning in. This is what GG so desperately wants, this window before 10, but they can't make it happen. And now 10 is up for Miracle. Good, even with the Hardened Bones, will go down. Darvish gets caught here. There's a huge Sulfuria Smash attempt. It's not going to be good, but Honkono gets the big mosh pit. And they actually could try to turn this onto Hooligan. Honkono again, super low, but he commits to the power slide. They get the pick, making this a 3-for-1. Diablo's going to lose all of his souls, and they're going to get another turn in here very momentarily. They have enough now.
Very nice deny coming out from MVP Miracle. They really, GG needed to turn it in, and they were looking for that, and Miracle just hit 10, so they knew, even though it was a 4v5, they knew they could go in aggressive and win the team fight, and even Greymane joined the team fight later on. A Darvish on those wall rides. He's going to cancel every single channeling. It's insane.
Yeah, not only that, but also, oop, there's a big grab onto Crazy moving. He doesn't have enough healing to save himself. Level 10 comes in, they get a big kill here, but the Web Weavers still go in for MVP Miracle.
That's their theme. GG wanted to do that. That's their exact plan. Fetching Crazy moving, or even possibly Rag or Lucio into that Entomb and APOC and gust everyone else so they can get a clean one pick and then try to win the later team fights coming on.
A little bit foggy on the talent name, but the lifesteal for the spiders, it's like spiders, hexagons, or something like that. It's really powerful. Can actually keep him alive because he got Widowmaker so quickly if he gets caught, but he needs to have some support. It's not going to be enough alone. But as you can see, when he is alone like that and there is no extra healing, there is no sound barrier to save him, he does die. So in situations like this, it's a good pick. It's a good target opportunity for Leoric. And with such a low cooldown, it's already available. Again, could look for another grab on the defense with this Web Weaver push coming in, but it's Honkono who's aggressive. Hooligan, very low, gets smashed and survives through the damage.
We can't even see the HP left on that Diablo, and meanwhile, Dami gets caught in Entomb and face blocked by Good. That's going to be actually, he's going to trade his life for it.
That was a very aggressive play there. Web Weaver at the top, completely uncontested, by the way, working now on the keep. He got through the keep wall. The bot push is real. As Good needs to get out of here. Doesn't want to respawn in this location. Looks like they're going to try to rotate back mid to put a little bit more pressure onto this mid keep wall. Miracle having this massive talent advantage. They're taking even trades in fights, but with the objective and the composition they have, this is good for them. They're massively ahead. And when you're ahead on this map with a Nazebo comp that's so strong in the late game, you have to really worry for GG, because where do they go from here? If they catch up, they're going to have to take a good few Web Weaver pushes. They're going to have to win several team fights for that to happen. And by the time they've done all of that to catch up, we're going to be late game, which is where Miracle's going to be even stronger. It's always going to be an uphill battle for the rest of this game.
They need to have a perfect execution. This is exactly what they need, but Duje cannot look at the angle of gusting in, as Sound Barrier is popped to save Crazy moving from the Entomb.
Yeah, if you grab Crazy moving like this, you need the isolation, or there's just going to be too much support to keep him alive. It's still, heroic economy-wise, a big win for GG, trading a very short cooldown for a much longer one on the Sound Barrier. But Miracle still walks away with a turn-in from this, and they have the better pushes. They have the structural lead right now, with all the lanes pushed. You get a free turn-in, so they're not even carrying. Even if GG wipes, the most they'll get out of it is a turn-in. Miracle's just not carrying, and they're 20 gems away now from a full turn-in to get a triple back-to-back. So much carry here for GG. Uj going to turn in 15, it looks like, but that's all they get for now. This is another good Entomb, isolating Honkono. There's the Gust, and that's how you have to do it. That's how you have to execute these Entomb Gust combos to get a pick. Very well done. But again, he wasn't carrying, so all they're going to get is potentially a turn-in here. They're not getting much else.
They end up getting last bits of turn-in, and they do get the Web Weavers coming in for them. But Miracle has been pressuring this lane, so they need to clean up. And all they can do is, I think, just relieve some pressures into all lanes, as Miracle already has controlled the lane pressure to onto GG's side.
Especially in the bot lane, as you can see here, because Sniper had that split push going on. You know, you could feel the personality of the player. You have a player like Sniper who normally plays the split push hero, would often even be the Ragnaros solo laner on the Grey main. He's just like, well, this is what I do, I split push. He's down there, he gets away with it. So that Web Weaver is useless. This one is cleared immediately. And they could just rotate to the top to clear the top one as well. And this Web Weaver gets only, realistically, almost a wall. Okay, the second one, I guess if they don't rotate down here, could get more. They almost got the mid wall, and now the rotation comes down.
And Rag is already working on the top one, so this should be just walls. No damage done to forts at all.
And now Miracle has enough for another turn in themselves. GG needs to be careful not to overextend. Look at that cocktail damage coming out. Okay, we see a Falstad flight. Just going to go top. It looks like they're actually going to go mid. They're going to try to get the grab here on the Dami. Good execution here by GG. That was very coordinated. That's what I like to see. That makes me feel like, okay, this Leoric pick is worthwhile when you can actually have coordinated moves like this. The double heroics used for a big kill. Any more like this, a Miracle won't necessarily be able to get that turn in. GG might get back-to-back, so they have enough for another one here with 62 carried.
That's right. These entombs today from Good has been amazing, picking on the perfect target every single time. This is what they exactly needed to get picks, even when Rag for Resilient Flame at 13. It's not enough. If he does not get stunned, he does not get that armor.
BDG gets a big 32 turn in, and it looks like they're going to get back-to-backs here. 3 off right now with Hooligans turn in. They need another one. I think someone was working on that up there. Actually, no, they were not. Looks like Good is carrying all the gems that are left. Honkono with a nice power side out. Good reaction here. The sound barrier is used. They're on the chase now. Good has to get out. Look at all that cocktail damage. Sniper is killing it, especially in that choke point. Miracle will get the turn in. Nice deny there. Really good reaction to that Entomb. Just not enough time to get in position to do a perfect Gust follow-up.
I think it was a very good trade for GG and over usage of skills for Miracle. They even had to pop Molten Core because they thought it was going to be a big fight even using Sound Barrier. And Tomb comes back in 14 seconds, so they ended up losing the Web Weaver summon, but still, it's a very good trade.
I just feel like GG can't let this happen, you know? In terms of heroics, I agree with you completely. It was definitely an overextension by Miracle to use all of those abilities, but they're likely to get, at worst, a keep from this, it feels like. I mean, at worst, a keep wall. Keep walls are going down. We've already gotten that, but this Weber is still healthy. The bot push is on the keep wall, too. Here's another Gust combo, though, with APOC, actually, and the Silence.
Wow, what? Miracle is having a big trouble onto this combo. Even Dami is caught. Also going very low. Smash does connect, and there's a lot of damage onto Jaeon and Leoric, but that's not enough.
Well,
that's 3 kills already.
That's how you do it. That's the combo they were looking for. That's the wombo. Season Marksman's done now, too. We talked about how powerful it is on this map. You get it so quick compared to other maps because you're rotating between the lanes all the time. You're getting more and more stacks non-stop. So they damage the top keep and get basically all the walls, but they lost everybody. They only have 16 gems carried. GG can set up. They're going to push out before they grab the turn in just to see if they can maximize the push. See, all 3 lanes are cleared right before BDG turns in. Miracle will have the defensive Bruiser camp to help relieve some of that pressure in the mid lane, but we're tied up in terms of EXP, and GG, because of the extra forts that are available and the comeback mechanics that exist in this game and kind of how scaling works, they could get 21st with the extra forts that are available to kill. So Miracle needs to make sure that this doesn't do a massive amount of damage. They need to have a good defense here. They should, theoretically, with Crazy Moving, having cooldown reduction for his spiders now, just chucking them away. Dreadnought likes to call it flinging poo.
Flinging poo. All right, here comes the, and Leoric is on the bottom trying to look for the target. Dami does go into the Molten Core form. Luckily for him, barely saved himself there.
Very well done. I actually have never seen that, interaction before. I didn't know you could go through the Entomb. Turns out it works, so nice save there. Good reaction by Dami. Uj actually needs to get out of here. Voids the smash. That could have been a kill. Dami trying to 1v2. That's what he's known for. Here comes Sniper, actually. Uj could be in trouble. If he goes for the throat, that's a kill for sure. Good will zone him out, though. Plan's being used on Leoric.
Plans onto Leoric, and this is but the poke, Miracle has an upper hand, and Crazy Moving is onto the front lines. Just throwing those spiders will catch onto the targets. And having Lucio, that's what they need. They can chase everything. There's Hooligan grabbing onto Lucio for the moment. There's a big mosh. Does not catch anyone.
Yep, Jaehyun with a good ice block. Look at this APOC Entomb. The combos are real here for GG. Big Gust comes in as well. They want to get a wipe here, but Sniper is doing what he can to turn this fight around. Wants to get the pick on the Hooligan. Does not get it. It's going to be 3 down for MVP Miracle.
Ooh, but the spiders are here. The skill does miss, but oh, it's actually Crazy Moving getting cut here, Dami. Who still has some damage left, and he's getting... Oh my goodness, the Hooligan on that Diablo, making the stuns work against the walls every single time, picking on the right target. MVP so far.
Well, that was...
it was a messy fight.
It was a messy fight for sure, but the York slow actually was what secured the kill on the Crazy Moving. And I mean, it was this Spectre slow. Like, he was actually in ghost form and still got the slow. Got the kill, and that turned the fight. Had he not gotten caught there and could continue to drop spiders, it's a totally different story. As I said, GG will get 21st off of these structures alone, but also from that team fight win. Miracle's going to have to deal with this Weber push as everyone respawns. They're going to have 20 soon. They need it, because that's when they're going to have that power spike with Nazebo once he has Vile Infection ready, which I believe he should. I mean, this is Tomb of the Spider Queen we're talking about, so I imagine it's probably just going to instantly be done. But that's going to be helpful on the defense, but they need to get 21st. APOC's going to be ready. Twilight Dream, they could go for another combo, so I'd like to see Miracle play very defensively here, even taking keep damage if need be, just to make sure they can avoid that Entomb combo coming out for good. Right, still trying to soak for that 20. To hang on a little bit longer. Even Sniper's actually poking his head out to the bottom. He actually could get Entombed here. He's stuck his head out real far. Is good going to go for it. He wants it. There's the Entombed to deny his position. Sniper got too greedy here, trying to get the soak, and he will be punished. He goes down.
That's another way to use it, to just to block the way so the enemy cannot go. Yeah, it's just creating the structure in front, and that's already Greymane dead. Of course, Nazebo will fill up the damage as needed, but they still have the Web Weavers to take care of.
Well, with no graphic popping up, with maybe the time that Crazy Wing spent dead, I don't think he actually has Vile Infection completed, so that's huge. That's going to be a big spike that he needs. They're going to run away from the Molten Core. Saving the keep was actually well done by Miracle, things considered, with Sniper being picked off. There's the Vile Infection completed. So that's going to be a huge spike for them. And the longer this game goes on, super important that keep survive. The longer this game goes on, the more and more tanky Nazebo gets, the more powerful he becomes. See, Crazy Moving is already looking to get in a position to do more. He gets caught in this, but good. Probably regrets the choice now. He does have that hardened shield. Here's the APOC. And Sound Barrier just barely catches Honkono, gets the bolt, and gets out. They turn around, they get the kill on the good. Don't think they'll be able to get much more with Honkono basically out of the fight.
Now Sniper is back, and the Greymane poke is real, as Lucio will change the crossfade to the speed boost, and looks like they're not going to commit to the chase.
These Entomb combos have been really well executed by GG.
And also, I think Miracle is somewhat panicking because they were not fully prepared for this Entomb combo to come out. And Honkono, oh my goodness, you cannot go in without the bolt available for your survival.
Yeah, that's the cost of losing that bolt earlier. If this keeps happening, GG seems on track to win this game. I want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but yeah, they've got a 2-level advantage now. Realistically, 1. They have controlled the lanes. They've damaged the keep, and it looks like they want a boss. This is greedy. There's not a whole lot of boss control here for Miracle. They do have the Mosh. I think Miracle knows, and they're just going to let this go. They
seems greedy, but without ETC, they are missing lots of CC for Miracle. And if they actually try to come in, Entomb can block them out of the zone.
So I say they have Mosh, but not when he's dead, and they have Sulfuris, but I just feel like it's better to let this go. They have Vile Infection, so they have so much damage. The Spider build as well, the Spider cooldown reduction. They can kill this boss very quickly, as long as they don't get hit by another Entomb combo, because it's up and ready. It's on such a short cooldown. 25 seconds until the silence, and they're going to use Molten Core to start this off. And look at how quickly Crazy Moving is going to burn this boss down. I don't think this keep is really even going to be under threat unless they get a good Entomb combo. Good, still mounted. OC's still mounted. Wants to actually be ready for that. See that Falstad is ready to fly in. He actually went Nexus Frenzy instead of Epic Mount, so not going to be able to join the fight as quickly had he gone that talent, or as he had gone that talent. He's just going to have more damage. He's combating the scaling of Nazeebo with his own scaling, with his auto attacks, trying to counteract it. Obviously, Nazeebo's scaling is going to be more powerful, but it's one answer to what Miracle is bringing to the late game.
That's right. Miracle, all they need is a one good Molten Core, as they are all actually drawing GG into destroyed forts or the key positioning to have that Molten Core power.
One turn in, one gem left in the hands of Wu-Jay.
That's all they need, and Kono failed to do it last time. Let's see if he does not go in and cancel that channeling.
Remember though, Crazy Moving, for the same reason he could deny the boss earlier, can deny the web movers from doing massive amounts of damage. They don't have as much of a defensive setup as they did before because of the last boss push, especially on the top lane. But this is not the end of the world for Miracle because they still have all 5 members up. And they have the human splash for Greymane, which can help defend this as well. They have 20.
Also, Bob and Weave for Tychus for the extra damage, extra consistent damage with running gun.
Here comes another Molten Core. You can see this is just getting burned down so quickly by the Spider. Sniper is solo dealing with it in the top. And Honkono is just trying to slow this down, the rest of his teammates to rejoin. Here's the Entomb. Well, we see the Gust come in. Sound Barrier is used here first, but Honkono blown up once again. Several deaths for the tank player that have really cost Miracle big. Miracle can't make any counterplays here now. All they can do is just poke and push this back with Crazy Moving. If this happens several more times, eventually they're going to lose a key.
So this is the importance of choosing a talent wisely. If Honkono was able to choose Crowd Sufferer at 4, he could just parse light that over easily and not get caught like 4 or even 5 times in this game. So that's the importance of choosing a talent when you have to think about the other enemy comp and also your team comp.
Yeah, definitely costing him big. That's something that GG is just punishing him for. Don't think he was able to even bolt there just with the massive amounts of CC coming up. Crazy Moving cannot die or they will likely lose the game, so.
Darvish, what a good save there.
Just absolutely cannot die. He is their most valuable damage. Oh my god, he gets entombed. There's the Gust. Does Ice Block here to try to get through. The APOC though, timed perfectly. That APOC timed perfectly with the Ice Block. So well done here by Hooligan. Will he get out? Looks like he will.
Turned around just in time to dodge the smash. Honkono is here right now, but the team fight is already over. Darvish looks like they want to go chase for a second, but they can't just win here. They're missing Nazeebo, they're missing the damage.
They're going to get this keep. Odin is committed to. They're missing Nazeebo. That's all that GG needed to do was to kill Nazeebo to get this keep. They're obviously going to have to wait for the Molten Core to expire, but still, even afterwards, Nazeebo is on such a long death timer. I think they might be able to commit all the way in. Good as split pushing mid to put some extra damage on as well for the time being. And this keep will go down. No doubts about it. Dami does expire with that Molten Core. Wu-Jay just needs one more Q.
With having the heroic level at 20.
Oh, I guess
he's gonna have a shorter cooldown for sure, but always using it for defensively instead of offensively. I think Dami's going to be very sad right now.
All right, Crazy Moving's back, but they lost the keep, and that's a big problem because they're, again, if they just keep scaling in these team fights longer and longer and longer, it can take longer fights. That's good for Crazy Moving, but when the core is going to start eventually getting pressured and they lose all keeps, GG's going to get another turn in. It's going to take a long time. Like, this game is going to go probably several more minutes, but I just feel like he needs to make sure he's positioned more carefully because that was such an obvious setup from GG. They've encountered it so many times. It feels like Miracle kind of has a mind block on this heroic that keeps getting the combos and keeps killing them. Miracle's going to go for the boss here, but GG could backdoor. It's going to force them to Hearth. And look at this false step positioning. He wants to try to deny Hearthing. Ooh, they decide not to, though.
I think they were just trying to check if they were doing boss instead because entire GG was missing except for Falstad. Falstad was actually nearby the boss, so I think that was the that was what Miracle was guessing at the moment, but they did find all the members of GG right now.
Yeah, you always have to be careful. The backdoor potential is real with this comp too, with Nexus Frenzy and the scaling that Falsette's had with all these minion kills.
And Miracle, it's a dangerous situation now. If you commit to the boss, then GG can backdoor right into the second keep.
I don't think they can boss, even with Crazy Moving's insane damage.
They only got one lane because they only needed 3 gems. Now they're exactly onto 65. They can have a turn in, but this is a dangerous positioning off to the center. They're onto the other side, and Uj is trying to look with backdoor.
Yeah. Don't forget, right now, full souls for Hooligan. Look at how tanky he is. It's insane how much health he has, and how much regen he has. So he kind of somewhat counteracts the spiders. They're looking for the pick onto good, actually. Need to be careful though, because he could turn this around and then tomb, and they're just going to slow us down.
With Nexus Frenzy, that's going to take some time. And even
Good wants this.
Is cancelled.
Yeah, Good wants this. He doesn't want them to be able to hearth. He's just going to slow this down as much as he can. And maybe Miracle has to get home. Look at the core health. It's starting to go down. Ujay's Nexus Frenzy plus those catapults. I think this backdoor is going to work.
All they have to do is stall time. Jaehyun can just go ahead and bolt in and heal.
That's game over. There you go. Gust goes off, and that is GG. No pun intended, as they take game number 1. Very well played. Always have to consider the backdoor. Crazy Moving getting picked in that fight with the Entomb literally won the game for good game there. That was what they needed. I talked about it like several times before that. Like, all they need is this pick. All they need is this pick. The only thing that Miracle needs to do is make sure Crazy Moving doesn't die, and he steps forward and dies. They lose the keep, which leads to this push, which allows the backdoor to happen.